What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Pedro Draws back again with another video. Today we are going to be remaking Dragon Ball Z. And to do this, we're going to be taking a couple of manga panels and just basically modernizing the style and remaking them to what I would imagine a hypothetical Dragon Ball Z remake would look like. Because we all know a Dragon Ball Z remake or a original Dragon Ball remake is going to happen based on just pure capitalism alone, because we all know whenever they remake Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z into like a more modern version, that shit is going to be printing money, especially the Dragon Ball Z remake. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so for the first redraw of the video, we are going to be redrawing this manga cover from chapter 279 of the manga. I'd say this is one of the more iconic manga chapter covers, mainly because it was the turning point of the Namek saga. Finally would get to see Goku show off, you know, his training, his new powers and things. And I gotta say, this was definitely one of my most favorite parts of the manga. So whenever I was making this drawing, I definitely wanted to give Goku that main character aura. But I just wanted to really emphasize that and have the spotlight shining on him figuratively and literally. Even though, honestly, if we're being realistic, Toei would probably never go about, you know, animating Dragon Ball in that way. Obviously, they do it for certain scenes, like on Daima, you'll see like certain characters stylized in a certain way, colored in a certain way, shaded in a certain way, just for that specific scene. But throughout the rest of the show, throughout the rest of the episode, it'll be kind of, you know, business as usual, so to speak, whenever it comes to like how characters are colored, shaded, and it's not really dynamic like how I would like it. Like you see in shows like Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man especially, that first season, it was more every episode was kind of like a movie in its direction and how characters were shown, portrayed, how they were drawn in different stylistic ways. So if, you know, it's kind of a dream of mine to see Dragon Ball get that treatment. And that is going to be it for our first drawing. Goku is in the spotlight, making his main character entrance. Now let's get to the next redraw. And for the next redraw of the video, I wanted to tackle this panel of Teen Gohan from Dragon Ball Chapter 403 titled The Successor. And the reason I wanted to tackle this panel in particular is because I really wanted to try to modernize it and kind of make it in line with Dragon Ball's current style, with how Super Saiyan looked in Dragon Ball Daima. And I also wanted to try to create some new unique effects work that we haven't really seen in Dragon Ball, because typically, you know, with the Super Saiyan aura, it's just, you know, kind of always been the same. But I just wanted to kind of try something more cinematic. You know, that's always really been my style, just the cinematic style. So I definitely wanted to apply that with this drawing in particular. I also chose this panel in particular because I know this version of Gohan is a lot of people's favorite version of Gohan. And all right, for the last redraw of the fucking video, we are going to be redrawing this panel right here, but we are going to be changing it up a little bit, because I figured, you know, since it's the last part of the video, I might as well do my own thing, show you guys my full creative vision of how I would personally readapt this into modern day Dragon Ball. Now, I figured that since this was a scene of Goku and Vegeta basically like locking eyes, looking at each other like dead in the eyes, I would want to make the scene a lot more intense rather than them smiling at each other like that. Obviously, you know, Goku, you know, he's enjoying the fight or whatever, but at the same time, you know, he in the back of his mind, he's like, oh shit, you know, Majin Buu is like about to be hatched or whatever. So I wanted him to have a more stoic look on his face. And since Vegeta is like fucking batshit crazy out of his mind, since Vegeta's like on this, you know, Vegeta's like crashing out basically, I wanted to give Vegeta a more feral look to him. Definitely think I captured that with this this redraw. Now, one change I made was instead of Vegeta's eyes being green like normal Super Saiyan, I made his eyes red. Now, can you guys imagine if they were to actually do this? If they were to remake DBZ in the modern day, I think it would actually be pretty cool. Even though this is like headcanon for me, it would be pretty cool if they were to make Vegeta's eyes red whenever he's in Majin Vegeta, rather than making his eyes like, you know, stay green. Basically to, you know, show that he's like corrupted, show that he's like evil and shit like that. And I really think that it would actually add to the design. And the only Super Saiyan I think we've ever had with red eyes is what, Beast Gohan, and that's not even like a real Super Saiyan. But in the manga, originally Super Saiyan was supposed to have red eyes to like symbolize the rage within. So I think that, you know, with Majin Vegeta having the red eyes, that could be like a nice like Easter egg in a way, you know, like a little callback to be like, oh, you know, originally Super Saiyan had red eye. And I think a lot of people would actually like that shit. It would you know, make more people intrigued. I'm telling you, and it adds more contrast to the two characters, you know, Vegeta having red eyes, Goku having blue eyes, symbolizing, you know, his purity, pure of heartness, and then Vegeta's red eyes symbolizing his pure hatred and basically like his turn to the dark side. Like this is basically like some Anakin versus Obi-Wan shit, you know. But yeah, and I definitely added more blood stains, just because this show, obviously that there was a lot of blood, but I feel like, you know, there could be more just to add more of a gritty feel to this fight, because this fight was pure hands the entire way through. Hopefully whenever this fight gets reanimated, they will make a few changes and actually extend it. And I would love to see a director like Megumi Ishitani on this fight, or like can you imagine if we got like Ishizuka from One Piece on this fight, like directing the action? It'd be insane. Like I would love to see stuff like that. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this redraw. Let me know if you guys like the approach that I went with on this redraw. I definitely wanted to give it that gritty, you know, do or die feel, and I definitely think that we succeeded in doing that. But anywho, that is going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And comment below your favorite drawing from the video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Pedro Draws, and follow me on Twitter at Pedro from TX. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a good one. It's been your boy Pedro, and I am out.